In this video, we will be looking at a for loops counter example problem. The subgoals for evaluating a loop are 1. Diagram which statements go together. 2. Determine the start condition. 3. Determine the termination condition. 4. Trace the loop. For every iteration of the loop, write down the values. We are given the following code and asked, what is the output? For subgoal 1, we diagram which statements go together. We want to group together all of the statements that go with the for loop. This for loop has curly braces, so it is easy to see which statements belong. For subgoal 2, we need to determine the start condition. We look at the first expression in the for loop. X begins at the value 5. Notice there is an accumulation variable, total, which is set to 0. These are the initialization statements. For subgoal 3, we determine the termination condition. The continuation condition is x is less than 50. The opposite of that, or the termination condition, is when x is greater than or equal to 50. For subgoal 4, we trace the loop. In this case, we are tracking the values of total and x for each iteration of the loop. We note that the total begins at 0, and x begins with the value 5 and increases by 1, shown here in the last expression of the for loop. So x counts from 5 to 50 by 1. Inside the loop, we see that when x is evenly divisible by 5, we add the value of x to total. 5 is evenly divisible by 5, so we add 5 to total. 5 plus 0 is 5, so total becomes 5. As x becomes 6, then 7, then 8, and then 9, it is not divisible by 5, so total does not change. 10 is divisible by 5, so we add the value 10 to total, making total 15. X continues to increment by 1, but only when it is evenly divisible by 5 is the value added to total. So when x is 15, we add 15 to total, making total 30. When x is 20, we add 20 to total, making total 50. When x is 25, we add 25 to total, making total 75. When x is 45, we add 45 to total, making total 225. 46, 47, 48, and 49 are not divisible by 5, so total remains 225. When x reaches 50, we have reached the termination condition and we exit the loop. Therefore, the output from the final print line statement is 225.